Hello everyone, welcome back to Pseudo Sensei. In today's video, we're going to take a look at how to create our own custom methods in Go. Also, we're going to create a small little program where we're going to generate some random numbers, let's say between 1 and 10, and we'll declare a lucky number among them, and then we'll check if the generated numbers has that lucky number. So a lot of things in this video, we're going to learn a lot of things today. So let's get into it. Okay, so here I have the documentation open for random integer. We're going to use this int_n method. So let's read a bit about it. So int_n returns an int, a non-negative pseudo-random number in half open interval 0 to n. So that means if we give it an n value of 11, it's going to give us a random number between 0 to 10, right? And it also says it's going to give us a pseudo-random number. So basically in computer science there are no true random numbers. Everything that is generated is using something, some pre-calculated algorithm. So to do that, we actually have to give our random number generator a seed. So what is a seed? So you give a seed to a random number generator. The seed has to be unique. If it's like if you give it the same seed again, it'll give you back the same random number. So again, it's not random, it's pseudo random. So let's quickly go and create our first random number. To do that, I'm going to use ran.seed to seed my random number. And as you can see, it has already imported itself math/ran library. If it did not for you, just add that line. And I'm going to give it a unique unique seed. So I know time will always be unique going forward, so I'm just going to give it time.now, and I'll convert that to Unix nano. So these are the Unix nanoseconds. If you want to read more about it, you can search Unix time. Did not import the time library, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that myself. Just paste this here and import the time. So going forward, I'm just going to go ahead and print the random number. I'm just going to use fmt println and ran.int_n. Here I'm gonna pass in 11. So yeah, that should give us a random number every time we call it. I'm gonna go build dot and call my module name. Gave us a 7. Let's wait a bit. Give us 9 and give us 6. Cool. So that's how we're going to generate our random numbers. All right, so the first step in the problem statement, the problem statement that I've created here is generate n random numbers between 1 and 10. Between 1 and 10, right? So right now we're just creating one random number, which is not good. So we can actually create an array and store 10 random numbers in it, but that would be a lot of work, don't you think so? I mean, like creating an array of 10 integers and putting a random number inside it one by one. For example, say I create a var random integers, an array of 10 numbers, and I go ahead and do something like this: ran 0 equals to randint, and this then I would just copy and paste it again and again, change the digits here. So that seems like a lot of work, so let's not do that. What we're going to do is we're going to create our new method, and in that method we're going to use a for loop, or should I say a while loop in this case. So you'll see why a for and a while is just the same thing in Go. So let's go ahead and define how to create a new method in Go. We have already been accustomed by the main method that we create in all of our programs. So the main method is the first method that is called by the Go compiler to start the program. Going forward, we actually don't want everything to be inside a main method, right? That would make it too clunky. So we're going to define our new method here. So I'm gonna just do a func. Func comes before every method, and I'm gonna give it a name. So the name would be generate random numbers. You see I've kept the G here small, so that is because I don't want to expose it to any outside packages. We're going to put a parenthesis here, the usual stuff. I'm going to enter int inside here. So what does that mean? If I put int here, it means that this method expects an integer, right? So we've been using other package methods for a while now. For example, ran.int and we pass in 11 in here. So similarly, when we use generate random numbers, we'll have to pass some kind of number here. Cool. And what does it return? It returns an array of integers. This is how we define it. So func, name of the method. Inside the parenthesis, we give the parameters that it requires to function, and finally we give it the return value, which is in this case you can call it an array of integer or a slice of integer, doesn't matter. Cool. So let's move forward and actually write down what this method does. So as you can see, we are getting a squiggly line here. So it says that missing return. So we are returning an array of integers. So it expects us to at least return some kind of array of integers. So don't worry about that. It's fine. Let's go ahead and actually create an array of integers. I'm actually going to go ahead and create a slice here. I'll just do a var, and let's say what should we call it? Just call it random numbers maybe. Yeah, so I've created a slice of random numbers, and now what do we do? So basically we want to avoid entering all the random numbers one by one, right? So we're going to do something called looping, and we're going to use a while loop here, but it's called a while loop because that's what it's called in every other language. And Go is just a for loop. So how do we do it? For some variable I which is less than n, we do something. So let's just go ahead and define this I var. I'll just do a I equals 0. So I is 0 right now. We're going to run this for loop for 0 till as long as it's less than n, right? So for example, if I pass 10 here, it's going to run 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and then it's gonna stop. How is it determining that the loop is complete? We're just going to put a I equals to I plus 1 here at the end. Inside here now we can do everything we want. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do random numbers equals to append, and inside the append we pass the random numbers which we want to append to. This is our slice. And what do we want to append here? We just want to append our actual random integer. So I'm just gonna pass in 11 here. This is going to create a random integer between 0 to 10, and then we're going to use append to put that random integers into our slice, right? And then we're going to increase the value of I. We'll increase it by 1 so that the next time this loop comes around, this is increased. So from 0 it goes up till n, right? Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna return the random numbers. Cool. So there's a squiggly line here because it says that this is unused, so ignore that. So all in all, what did we do? We went ahead, we created an empty slice, we created a new variable I, and we marked it as 0, right? And then we created a for I less than n. Then inside that we did something. So this is a typical while loop, but in Go we don't have a while loop, so this is the Go's while loop. Cool. Let's move forward and let's get rid of all of this. We're going to actually use the random numbers generated here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do var random numbers equal to generate random numbers. I'm gonna give it 11. So let's go ahead and quickly see what we get out of here. Yeah, as you have noticed, I've missed something, and the thing that I've missed is the seed. So I'm just gonna quickly go ahead and I can actually do seed here. So ran.seed time dot now dot unix nano. Cool, so seed is done. I'm just gonna go ahead and fmt print random numbers. This is going to give me 10 random numbers. Why did I put 11 here? I should put 10. New terminal, go build dot lucky numbers. So we got some random numbers here: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Got 10 random numbers. Awesome. So the first part of our objective of our problem statement is done. We have generated n random numbers. Now we actually have to go ahead and find a lucky number amongst it, right? So what is our lucky number? Let's say our lucky number is 7. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and define var lucky number int equals to 7. And of course I actually don't have to write all of that. I could just do lucky number 7, and similarly I can actually get rid of that and put a colon here. Cool. I don't know if you like it, as I don't know if you'd say it's much cleaner or not. It just depends. It's just, it doesn't matter actually. Okay, so our next goal is to find if our lucky number is in that list, right? List of random numbers. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use a for each loop. So again, we call it a for each loop, but in Go it's just a for. So I'm going to go ahead and do a for index comma element range random numbers do something. So what are we doing here? We're just telling that on an index, whatever index it is, and whatever the element it is inside the range of random numbers. So for example, say I get let's say our random numbers were just 5 random numbers. Say I got these random numbers. Okay, so this one is on index 0, 6 is on index 1, and so on and so forth. These all are elements. So we're basically going through the list and we're going to check if our lucky number is in there or not. And you guessed it right, we're going to use an if construct. So actually if you think logically, we don't really care about the index, we only care about the element inside the random numbers. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of index, but you actually cannot get rid of anything like that. You have to put an underscore there. When we put an underscore in place of index, we are saying that whatever the value is, we are not going to use it. And to name it better, I'm just going to call it number. Cool. So now our logic is very simple. If number equals to lucky number, we're going to do something like fmt dot println, and we're going to say, yay, you win. You don't actually win anything, it's just, yeah. Otherwise, what should we do? Nothing. Don't do anything. We're going to actually, okay, let's say else fmt dot println no you don't win, and a sad face. What do you think, or what do you guys think will happen? It's actually gonna be quite a lot. So let's go ahead and build this. Go build dot and dot lucky number. Right, so I actually forgot to print the actual list of lucky numbers. So let's go ahead and first do that, so we actually know what's happening. Random numbers, and let's go back to our terminal. I keep closing the terminal. You don't actually have to. You can keep it open. Great. So we got a list of 10, 4, 4, 7, 7, 5, 9, 1, 5, 5. So it goes through all of those elements and it prints this. No, you don't win. No, you don't win. Yay, you win. Yay, you win. No, you don't win. And all of that. So of course it will do that because it's a loop. So it's going through every number in that list and it's printing. And damn it, I closed the terminal again. So it's basically going through all of those numbers and it checks every number individually. It checks against the lucky number, and if it finds it as the lucky number, it prints yay, you win, right? So what would you do if you just wanna, you just want it to go through all of that stuff and you just wanted to print yay, you win, even if there is one lucky number? So very simple change. We're just going to introduce a new variable here, and we're going to say lucky false. So initially you don't have any lucky number, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of all of that, and if we get a lucky number by chance, we're going to turn lucky to true. So now what will happen is that in case you get a lucky number, you'll actually just flip that flag. This is called a flag. We usually set the flag as false, and once the condition is met, we change it to true. Cool. So going forward, we're just going to check if lucky equals to true. We don't actually have to write that. We're just going to say if lucky. We want to print you're lucky, else fmt dot print too bad. Awesome. So let's go ahead and run this. New terminal, go build dot lucky number. All right, so we got a 8 7 7 5 7 8 8 4 8. So there are obviously 3 7, so definitely you're lucky. Let's go ahead and run it again. This time there was no 7 and it returned too bad. Wow, you worked on just 2 tries. I thought I was gonna keep doing it again. Oh, it's actually a fair amount of chance that you'll get a bad or lucky. Anyway, so let's take a look at our problem statement again. We needed to generate n random numbers, which we did. Cool. And we also wanted to check if our lucky number is amongst those n random numbers, and we did that as well. So let's just go and do a quick recap. First of all, we created a new method, our own custom method. In this method, we created a slice, an empty slice, and we did a random seed. We do seed to we seed the random generator so that it creates a new pseudo random number every time. We created a variable. We put 0 inside it, and we created a while loop. Or should I just call it a for loop? Doesn't matter. We created a while loop and we checked in it if I, which is 0 initially, is less than n. So whatever the n we pass here is the amount of random number we're going to generate and append inside our random numbers array, right? So in our case, we are passing in 10. So we create 10 random numbers and we put it inside our slice. Cool. After each of that, we increase the value of I so that this condition ends at some point of time. If we do not do this, we'll actually have nothing on our screen. The reason is that it will get stuck here for infinity, right? And post that, we just return the random numbers. Once we have the random numbers, we declare a lucky number and we print out the random numbers. After that, it's just a matter of simple logic. We loop through the random numbers. We check if one of the number is lucky number. We set our lucky flag to true. If our lucky flag is true, we do you're lucky, else we do too bad. Whew. A lot of stuff. So I hope you understood most of it. I assume that if you're very new to programming, you'll probably have some or other doubt here and there. So please do ask your doubts in the comment section. And I'm just starting to make videos, so obviously I'm not an expert, so do give me some feedback, positive or negative, whatever it is that you feel like. And so yeah, just try it out, try doing it yourself. And if you get stuck anywhere, just you can find this code in the video. Eventually I'm gonna put this code on a GitHub repository if you any of you are interested. um yeah, so that's all I wanted to cover in this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.